And we're not just speaking about this call, right? We're not just speaking about this call. You know, what I want to do is I want to go in and I want to just speak about exactly what I am talking about right now. I want to let y'all know exactly what I'm talking about right now, because I don't want you all to be confused. I don't want any information being misconstrued. I want you all to know exactly what I'm talking about. Is that cool with y'all? Is that cool with y'all if I give y'all exactly the game that you all need to be excited for, the things that you need to be excited for? Because a lot of people that they're on this call and they might not really understand it. It might not really make sense to them. So it's my job to be able to put you all in a position where it's making sense. Am I reversed on y'all screen? Check this. All right, cool. Family, we're maxed out. We're maxed out. We're maxed out. We're not playing around, right? This is a season where we're taking everything that we've learned from the past 8 months. Everything that we've been having, going from the ups and the downs from the last 8 months, it's time. Everything that you might have thought put you down, everything that you might have thought picked you up, is now time that you use it and apply it to move you forward. It's forward time. Are you in mode? Because this mode meant some season. I want you all to realize exactly what's going on. NASA's about to take off. It's not a coincidence that our name is NASA. Let's be real. All the rockets, all the launches, all the takeoffs, all the to the moons. Yeah, that's what NASA really means. Never abandon the success again. Look, I remember, and I don't know if you all know exactly where never abandon success came from, but I remember one day when it was the first time that I had ever deranked, right? I hit chairman and I deranked, right? I deranked after I went from P2000 to chairman 10 in 13 days, right? In 13 days. And what ended up happening was I was skipping steps, right? I was in a position where it was a lot of things that I didn't really truly learn. I only got one P5000 check. And I was in a position where, you know, I thought that I had figured it out. But at the same time, I knew that there was something missing. I knew that there was a void not being filled. So I had to put myself in a position to actually understand what that void was. And it took me a very, very, very long time to figure it out. And I remember one day, it was like a Monday, I had deranked to P1000 that Monday. After going from 2,500, I went to a point where I was making, you know, $1,000 a month. I ended up deranking so bad I was P2000 at iMillennials 2. Let's say I understand I was P1000 at iMillennials 1, P2000 at iMillennials 2. We're not even gonna speak what the iMillennials 3 is gonna look like, because I'm more so focused on the fact that NASA is never gonna abandon success when we get there. We're skipping, we're shooting to the moon. Whatever number you think, up it some more. Whatever number you have planned for yourself for iMillennials 3, double it. And so I remember one day I didn't have any bread from Monday all the way to the next week, right? I had just took out $2,700 to get to my people because they was trying to sell the crib. They had to get all this construction work done to sell the crib and renovations and stuff. It was like to cut the trees down and replace the tile, right? So I remember I hit up Ian and I'm like, yo, I know I asked you, you know, a couple of times before, but I promise you, bro, this is the last time that I would ever ask you for money. This is the last time that I would ever ask you for money. And it was because I needed to eat, being honest. Like, I wasn't homeless or nothing, but I literally had $0 at the time. I had $0 at the time. It's because we just left from iMillennials 2. I was P2000 trying to do all these things for an organization with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And so I was in a position where I just asked for bread. And I was like, bro, just $50, bro. $50 to get me through the week, because I was literally eating garlic toast, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and cereal with no milk, like the whole entire week. Literally, I promised on everything I love. And Honestly, that's probably the week that I worked the hardest in my life up to that point. Because I was in a position where I understood that I needed to change where I was. I needed to let go of the person that I was before this. And I remember asking Ian for the bread, and he sent me the $50. I said, thank you, thank you, thank you, bro. I promise I would never go back to that again. And what I did was I took one of these, right? Took a thing of Post-it notes, and I probably put 50 or 60 Post-it notes across my room. And I said, never going back, never abandoning success again. Never going back again, all across my room. 3 weeks later, I got my chairman rank back. And 53 days later, after that, I was 25. And that's because I understood that I can never go back to being complacent. I can never go back with being okay with the fact that I'm not where I want to be in life. I'm never okay with the fact that I'm looking at all of these other people and I'm not necessarily comparing myself to the success that they have, but I'm realizing that they're doing something that I'm not. So I'm not getting mad at them. I'm not getting mad at the world. I'm not getting mad at God. I'm getting mad at myself. How could you let yourself be in a position where you literally just be lackadaisical all the time, where you're literally putting things that aren't in positions of power, things that aren't in positions of progression over what actually is going to help you grow as a person? How are you continuously doing this to yourself? How do you know exactly what you're doing wrong? How do you know exactly what's holding you back? And you continue to say, JD, I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if we can change. I don't know if we can grow to the person that we was before. I don't know if we can start doing all these things that they keep speaking about, these spiritual things, these physical things, this work, these prospect calls, getting on these trainings all over again. Because honestly, during that time, it was about a month where I didn't necessarily lose belief, but I lost passion. The passion. And the moment that you lose the passion, you lose the belief, to be honest. You lose the drive to be able to do things that you weren't doing before. You lose the drive to be able to say, you know what, no matter how I feel today, I'm going to work. No matter how far I am for the next position, I'm never going to say I'm far from the next position. I'm going to say I'm close to the next position. I'm one person away from the next position, one call away, one book being read away, one event away from the next position. Because it's all about perspective. It's all about the person that you view yourself as. It's all about the person that you see yourself as. And everybody knows the story about me taking a Greyhound from Dallas to Atlanta for iMillennials 1, P1000 in the back office, literally wishing and praying every day. I remember walking my dog just like, yo, I know it's people going out there that's about to have $500, at least $1,000, at least $10,000, $20,000. I'm going out there with $300. Going out there with $300, I got to pay $75 just to sleep on the couch at the Airbnb. I then had to pay another $100 just to get around. I had like 100 something left. Food, etc. was gone within the first day. We ended up having to pay for the Sprinter bus. The money was gone in the first day. So I was out there another 2 days with $0. But I was rich in my mind. I was rich in terms of the value that I actually understood that I was getting. I was rich in the pockets of knowledge, the pockets of abundance, the pockets of greatness, the pockets of happiness, the pockets of progression, and actually understanding that I can get to the next level no matter what people around me thought, no matter what people around me perceive me as. The underdog, the person that doesn't even look like he should be doing this. The person that's not as clean cut looking as everybody else, who hasn't worn a suit to an event or hasn't done this or hasn't done that, hasn't bought this purchase, hasn't got any designer yet. But I was the person that actually understood that I have a belief level more than almost anybody else. I have a drive that'll get me to where I need to go before anybody else. I'm willing to take the shots. I'm willing to tell everybody else around me, stop the negative talk. Don't bring negativity around. Don't speak about anything that's not moving in front of you. Because I'm going to shut it down. Don't complain around me. Don't whine around me, because those don't do anything to help us move forward. Because I want to be somebody that actually understands that not only myself, but the people around me are moving in a position where we all understand that times people are searching for perfection, and people think that they perfected something only when they've only had small, minor, minuscule, benign success from something. They think just because they completed one step, they think that they're finished, but they don't realize it's 20, 30, 40, 50 more steps to that process. But just because they got a little bit so far, just because they did 5 phone calls today, they relax, kick their feet up, order some food, roll a blunt, take a shot, go out to eat, light up the hookah, call their friend, get on the game. Because they think they did something. And then when somebody gets on you about it and they tell you, yo, you're not in a position to be doing these things. What are you doing? You get defensive. You say, oh, what do you mean? I just called 5 people. I just did this. But you got to realize that the only realize the person is the goal, only progression. Only you understand that there's more steps to everything, because a wise man knows that a wise man knows absolutely nothing. People think that I'm shy. People think that I'm that, but I'm just really observing. I walk into a room and I'm not the first person to start talking or the first person to start making comment. I'm paying attention to the first person that's making comment. I'm paying attention to the first person that's standing up, walking around, being loud, being ignorant, doing this, doing that. Because I have to understand that I'm the person that needs to connect the dots. I'm the person that needs to make the big moves. I make it happen. And people don't realize that in order for you to be somebody that's in a position of success, that's in the position of chairman, you have to be somebody that makes it happen. You can't be the person that waits for somebody else to step up. You can't be the person that watches everybody else do something, and as long as you feel like it's getting done, you're okay with it. You got to be the person that does it first. You got to be the person that takes the lead. You got to be the person, like I said, that connects the dots. And once I realized that I had to be a dot connector, once I realized that I actually have to make this stuff happen for the people around me, I realized that this was way, 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 way bigger than me. Because it happened so fast. It happened so fast. I only got about 2 more minutes left before I pass it to the GOAT. One of the GOATs. But I just want everybody on this call to realize that the position where you want to be in the future is simply merely a decision away. It's simply you peeling off that layer that you thought was the layer to be in. You were so comfortable in it. But you were in a position where you start to see some of the layers start to peel off of your skin, and you're putting yourself in a position where you're trying to push it back up or tape it back up, but you don't realize that it's coming off of you for a reason. You're supposed to let it go. You're supposed to shed whatever it is that you're holding on to that's being stuck to you. You got to let it go. And too many times people can't move forward because they're letting their past distract them from the future. They're literally holding on tight from the things that didn't happen before. They're literally holding on tight from the people that didn't say yes before, but they don't realize no just means next option. No just means new opportunity. It just means I'm moving on to the next one. I'm trying to tell you. It's about perspective. It's about you understanding exactly what needs to be done. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not too many, pun intended, but it's not too many people besides these 2 individuals that, you know, can give you that game plan better. It's not. The 2 originators of this whole thing that we call Trade House. To be honest, the real movement behind I Am Academy. To be honest, the real movement behind this whole Forex thing. The thing that people had no idea was, and the only time that they heard about Forex when they watched the D4L video. You got to realize that you got to put yourself in a position to realize who exactly is putting you in a position to have success. Realize it. It's you. And so while you were still thinking about Forex as an overlarge t-shirt, but thinking about Forex as something that didn't work, these individuals were putting themselves in a position to realize that Forex is something that's going to change you all's legacy, you all's lives. Those that dropped I Want to Be a Legend, they've already put themselves in a position where they've done that already. Done it. And to be honest, Ian is somebody that sometimes when I speak about too deeply, I tend to get a little emotional. Just over the fact that I understand that he saved me. People misconstrue Ian. People don't really understand him. People don't really know who he is, but they don't really get a chance to know him. They want him to know them first. But we got to realize this is somebody that you need to know personally. Somebody that's made it happen. Somebody that's connected the dots over and over and over and over again and made it make sense to everybody. Somebody that people of all ranks in this business seek knowledge from. Chairman 250s, chairman 100s, over and over and over again, they're asking for, and they're searching for Ian, and they're studying his information. They're studying the way that he moves because he has that success, and he has that knowledge that's actually going to take us to the next level. So I need you all to go in the chat and drop some C750s because he will honestly easily be C750 by the end of this year. I want you all to realize. I want you all to realize. Because if I was able to see Bryce go from C25 to C250 in not even a year, from C25 to C500 in not even a year, what do you think Ian's going to do? Because he's been able to study the successes he's had closely and been able to duplicate it himself with an organization well over tens of thousands of people. Ian, bro, thank you forever. I love you, bro. Shout out to you. You are the GOAT, man. Let's take it away.
Sheesh. Wow, wow, wow. JD, thank you so, so much. Let me go ahead and fix this up really quick. Drop some flames in the chat, man, if you locked in with us right now. Wow, wow, wow. JD, man, it's been a pleasure, bro. Since the time that you got started in this business, man, you know, I didn't expect any of this to go on. I didn't expect any of this to happen. And what's going on right now is literally incredible to watch. This call is maxed out. This call is maxed out, and sheesh, we have a lot of future millionaires locked in with us right now. Is anybody a future millionaire? Is anybody the first millionaire in their family? Anybody the first six-figure earner in their family? Let's be honest now. We got some incredible things going on right now, man. And so just to see, this group grow so fast, it's been an honor. For anybody that doesn't know me, and I haven't had the chance to meet you, my name is Ian Jackson, just another member of NASA, another member of Trade House. And at this point, it's been incredible to watch this group grow over the last 3.5 years, and specifically NASA. You know, as we get closer and closer to IM3 and get a chance to meet the different organizations and other family members from different parts of the country and the world, you know, this season in particular, what we call momentum or momentum, is a particularly special season because things happen that, you know, don't typically happen. And, you know, not only the surface level things that we talk about, from TPs, withdrawals, rank achievements. We have people who are literally changing their situation, who are finding way outs when there wasn't a way out, paying bills and loans off that weren't going to get paid off before, you know, quitting jobs that they seem stuck in for months and months and years because of a skill set that was joked about, that is still joked about, information that is being held back. And so to see not only this family pray for it, but now receive it is especially special. Drop a 7 in the chat if you've been asking for it and now you're seeing it happen in your life right now. You're grabbing. It's like, okay, God, I've asked for it before. I may have prayed about it. I might have stayed up late thinking about it, but now in this season and momentum, I'm gonna take advantage of it, guys. So I really only got like literally 3 or 4 minutes because I have the pleasure of introducing my mentor, a brother of mine, and someone who has grown as a teacher, a coach, following me, guys. So if you're taking any notes, please go ahead and continue that. We're about to get right out of here. The first thing I really want to just say, guys, is understanding these type of seasons. I've seen these things before. You know, we have those slower months, we have those faster months, we have times of massive growth and massive wins. And one thing that you want to really, really focus in and hone in on right now is the fact that you want to take advantage of this moment before it's a memory. If you're taking notes, write that out. Take advantage of the moment before it's simply a memory. Guys, right now, more than ever, this is the time where you need to fully lock in, where you need to raise 2 things, your mindfulness and your awareness levels. Because, you know, we've been asking and we've been praying, we've been working, staying up long nights, waking up early mornings. Has anybody had to sacrifice since they've joined this business? Let me know in the chat. Has anybody had to sacrifice? Have you lost some friends? Have you lost some sleep? Have you lost some money just to put yourself in a position where you can get that gratification, not instant, but delayed? And the thing about it, guys, I know, you know, they may not know, you know, your friends, your family may not know. Like we say, 90% of the work goes unseen. 90% of the phone calls, 90% of the Zoom links, 90% of the one-on-ones, 9% of the no's after 30 minutes of explanations, 90% of the, you know, the people leaving your business after the love and time you spent. I get that. I get it. I get it. But this is the season where you get all of that back. This is the season where that delay is now somewhat instant to the world. It's funny, guys, how in this business, we not only invest our money just through trades, through crypto, through indices, through Forex, but we invest into ourselves, into our new family in so many other ways that I feel like sometimes are forgotten. And so I know we're still waiting on certain flyers to drop. I know we're still waiting on certain numbers in our bank account, but I really want you to, first of all, right now, just thank God. Just thank God for the growth in the other areas. Right now in the chat, just say thank you, God, if you're with me. Just say thank you, God, for the growth that you've had in the other areas all the way up into this year already. It's April 6th of 2021. It already seems like we've already gone through January, February, and March, and it's crazy to see what's going on in this business. How many of you all are literally leveling up and growing right in front of our faces, guys. But, you know, when we talk about that mindfulness and awareness, pay attention to the things that are happening right in front of you on a day-to-day basis that sometimes the typical person or the old version of yourself may not have seen. You know, when I look at my time that I spent in this business since I've joined in July 2017 to now it being, you know, almost that 4-year anniversary, guys, you know, there was a lot of things that I didn't pay attention to before. There's a lot of things that, you know, went over my head that I see very, very keenly now. And so I think it just comes from that experience. Like we say, you know, this conversation, not just between JD and you all, not just between myself and you all, but even between Bryce and you all, is simply an eye-to-eye conversation. This isn't a hierarchy at any type of level. The only thing that separates anybody in this business is the time that they spend on Zoom, the hours that they, you know, spent plugged in. And so through these hours, you know, what you'll start to pay attention to is simply, you know, the L's that you took, and those are simply lessons, guys. But you got to make sure that, you know, as you're going through this business, you're paying attention and you're being submissive to this information and you're putting it to use. One thing that I feel like, you know, just happens naturally, guys, is we get all this information, we get all these gems. We're about to hear Bryce Thompson, Chairman 750. God, like we can't, it's hard to fathom, you know, the level of success that he's had, because there's not too many people at that level. So we don't really know how crazy Chairman 750 really is. But understand that I ask you over these next couple of weeks as we, continue growing and continue learning and earning and getting ready for, Miami and what's to come with this group going forward, guys. Like I said, raise that mindfulness, raise that awareness, but also apply. But also apply what we have going on and what we're learning on a day-to-day basis, guys. It's crazy because I felt like we prayed for, educators when we didn't have any. And this is not just in IM. When we didn't have the structure back in 2017 and 2018, we wanted coaches and we wanted that mentorship. And what did God give us? He gave us our own educator. Anybody know that? Like, we asked for mentorship. We asked for, and these are things that maybe you didn't ask for. Maybe, Sean didn't ask for. These are things that Bryce asked for. Bryce prayed for. Bryce manifested. We asked for, structure from mentors, from upline that weren't present yet. Now we have individuals like JD who come in and just create that path that's so easy to follow. We ask for leaders that we now have in so many individuals. Drop one of your favorite, drop a few P2000s, P5000s in the chat. Like, let's show some love to our top leaders in this business, guys. Like, they bust their butt every single day. I know you may not see it. Mars said that I can't even name them all. Evan, Nigel, Bree, Darian, Cullen, Connie. Oh my gosh, keep dropping them. Keep dropping them. DJ, Lil, Trey Mack. Oh my gosh. Like, family, do you all realize what's going on right now? We're getting exactly what we asked for. We're getting exactly what we asked for. And I saw Bryce say that last night. And just to make sure that we're going ahead and getting right into it, guys, because at this point, there's nothing left to say. I really hope you all are ready for what's to come, not just in the next few minutes right now, guys, but, these next few weeks, these next few months, and the future, because it's one thing to be in the 1%, but, when we have the chance to learn from someone who not only has entered it, but is bringing so many people with him, we got to lock in a little bit different, guys. So, right now is the time that I know a lot of you all have been waiting for. At this point, you got onto this call, you got on early. You may not have set alarms before today, but you set an alarm today because we have big C750 right now checking in on the call. Does anybody know Mr. Thompson? Has anybody heard Mr. Thompson speak before? Has anybody had a chance to smell what Mr. Thompson smells like when he walks in the room? Has anybody gotten a chance to see the VVS's, the drip in person? Has anybody gotten a chance to take some notes from the GOAT? Because if you haven't, guys, I hope that you got something from myself. I know you got something from JD. But for sure, I have the pleasure of introducing the man of the hour, the GOAT of all GOATs, your favorite chairman's favorite chairman, like they would say, and someone who's taking not only Trade House, but NASA to the moon. Does anybody know the goal of NASA? Drop it in the chat before we bring Bryce up right now, because he's helping us do it. The goal of NASA. We know what's going on in Trade House. We know what the goal of NASA. We're bringing 1,000 P1000s and creating that this year. We're going to show this is something that anybody can do on a massive level this year. And we got Bryce Thompson leading the pack. Bro, I'm so happy and grateful that this has worked out the way it has. We have a chance to listen to you, get personal mentorship from, we get to say our mentor is making $1 million a month. We're getting a chance to say our mentor has helped over 80,000 students and individuals learn the skill of crypto and Forex and binary options. We are led by the GOAT. I can't say it enough. The GOAT, bro. And bro, I'm just happy and grateful to have the chance to tune in. You see, I already got it ready right here, my notepad and pen. Bro, I'm gonna go ahead and make you host. Bryce, we love you, man. We're forever grateful, and we're ready to run with you to the moon. Let's go!
Let's go!
Let the deck with C750s. Let's go! Woo! Hey, BT, I'm making you host, man. Take it away.
All right, cool. I want to make sure everybody can see and hear me clearly. I want to make sure everybody can see and hear me clearly, man. 713. Shout out all my people on the call from Houston, Texas. 713 in the chat if you can hear and see me clearly. Perfect. If my Wi-Fi goes out, if I start cracking up, breaking up, turn your Wi-Fi off and then on back again. That usually is a fix to the problem. Look, man, and I appreciate you, JD. I mean, we're both appreciative of you. I'm gonna just start with JD. You know, for one, I met JD back in Vegas. I'm sure he's told this story before. My first time actually laying eyes and shaking JD's hand for the first time was in Vegas. And in reality, I never thought that we'd be here, right? I think about all the hands that I've shaken and all the people that I've met, all the people that have told me, Bryce, I'm going to be a chairman one day. Bryce, I'm going to do this, that, or the third. It's endless, man. It's thousands of people. And, just to see the growth and not only the way JD speaks, not only the way that, he carries himself, but the whole aura is amazing. And it's like a reminder. And people ask me all the time, like, Bryce, you making this, you've done this, that, or the third. What continues to motivate you? What continues to keep you going? And things like that, right? People like JD, being able to see him go from square one to square 25, right? Soon to be square 50. That's the biggest motivation for me. And I look at it from an impact standpoint, because we're all going to be in a position to help somebody. And I want, let's be transparent with each other. All right, let's treat this call like a round table discussion. It's 500 of us on this call right now. Let's really treat this like, we're at the kitchen table. And I want everybody to drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever been in a position before this business to help 1 million people, even 1,000 people. Drop a 1 in the chat before this business. Now drop a 1 in the chat. This is your first time. I had a lot of people start dropping 1s. You don't even know what I'm saying. Right? So now we got a lot of 1s dropping. And, I'm here to tell y'all, being in this business, it awards us the opportunity to be in and not only be in a position to help somebody, but you got to really think about the times in your life, even outside of the business, where you may have felt like you were at your breaking point, right? JD, he talked about some of the times where he felt like, man, like, look, I was on my last. I was eating, McDonald's. I was eating Wendy's. Like, I didn't have enough money. I came here on my last. I dropped back down to Platinum 1000. Like, there's times where you're going to feel tested, right? You're going to look up and you're going to ask God and you're going to pray, right? And I want everybody to understand, man, there's millions of people out there praying, asking, right? Asking God for a way out. And I look at what we do. I look at this business, and the one thing that motivates me and inspires me and keeps me going is the fact that I know there's somebody out there that's being tested just how I was 4 years ago, just how I was 3 years ago, just how I was 7 years ago, just how I was when I didn't have anything, just when I felt like I was being tested. Nothing was shaken. Nothing was given, right? It's somebody out there. There's millions of people out there, just how I was. And God is using me to answer their prayers. God is answering their prayers through me. God is answering their prayers through you. That's what keeps me going. I understand the same way that I was praying and I was asking, right? God was going to answer my prayers through somebody else. And now that I'm in a position to be that person, I have to pay it forward. You have to pay it forward. Before you were in this business, a lot of you couldn't even drop a one. You weren't in a position to help 1,000 people, to help 1,000,000 people, right? This business awards you that opportunity well before you make $1 million, well before you even make $1,000. You know that you can help 1,000 people with this business before you even make $1,000. That's the craziest part, right? So JD, man, I'm super appreciative of you, bro. I'm super appreciative of your leadership. And, you know, it's one thing to start it and pay it forward, right? See, a lot of you may be the first or going to be the first millionaire in your family. You're starting it off. But if there was a millionaire before you, you got to understand, you got to keep it going. You got to pay it forward. The generation shouldn't break with you. In this movement, it obviously didn't break with JD. So it can't break with the people that's listening to me right now. If you led by JD, you can do it too. Understand that, look, you're in a position to keep this thing going. We're all working together as a collective to change the world. You got to understand, this is bigger than just $1 million. I help 1,000,000 people well before I'll take $1 million, right? And outside of JD, you got people like Ian. I can go on days, weeks, months, talking about who you have access to. But some of you really don't understand, right? You got to really look at the structure of the business and how people continue to elevate and make more money, right? Look at how Ian has helped this organization, even when times where he may have not been able to, right? He may have had other things to do. People ask me all the time, Bryce, thank you. I know you don't have to do this, man. It's not even a fact of if we have to do it, because nobody has to do anything. But there's those special type of leaders, those special type of people like Ian, where it's not about the money. It's not about a rank. It's not about an income. Man, you can rip Chairman 750 away from me if that doesn't come with the amount of people that I can impact. I'm sure Ian will say the same thing. Forget Chairman 50, forget Chairman 100, forget Chairman 250. It doesn't mean anything if it doesn't come with the people that's impacted because of it. And those are the type of people that you have in your corner, right? The fact that Ian is humble enough to say he's a member of NASA, he's a member of Trey House, that speaks volumes. Because that only goes to show that he's never too big for the little things. That only goes to show he's the type of leaders that's going to put himself in the same right for you to understand that you're not alone. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Because you still got people that have made it. You still got people that have made millions of dollars that's still willing to bring themselves back up to the top where they once were. That's the power. Look, it's a great time in the business right now. I feel elated. I feel great. I know I'm not alone. I know there's other people that are on this call. There's other leaders within Trey House. There's other people within the company. This thing is growing. And we all got to level of awareness. Drop a 7 in the chat if you feel like you're in momentum. Drop a 7 in the chat if you feel like the business is moving, right? Things are moving in a good direction. If whether it started, it's about to start, right? Drop a 7 in the chat. People are joining your business, right? People are making money. Good things are happening. All right, cool. I see a lot of 7s in the chat. If you feel like you're in momentum, right? Or if you feel like things are moving good, they're moving in the afraid the most. This is where you should be afraid the most. This is where you should be the more focused than ever. This is where you should be working the hardest. Right? There's a saying. It says, good things come to an end. All good things come to an end. So I want everybody to understand business for, going on over 4 years. And I've seen the business go absolutely ballistic. I've seen thousands of people join in a matter of 7 days. I've seen thousands of people leave in a matter of 24 hours. I've seen the business consolidate, stay where it is. All types of momentums, pullbacks over the course of the 4 years that I've been doing this. And I'm here to tell you from these last 4 years, it's safe to say, yes, all good things do come to an end. Momentum does come to an end at some point. It does. From what I've experienced, it does. The business, it's times where you check your back office and you know that you're a little closer to the next position before you even check. There's times you check your business and you know you're a little further away from where you want it to go. There's times where you check your back office and you know nothing's really changed. You're just checking it to check it. All of us, if you haven't felt those different feelings, right? If you haven't had those different experiences, you'll have them at some point. But if I know all good come to an end and I'm in momentum, I'm feeling good, things are moving great, people are joining my business, people are making money, right? Matthew Thayer's on a streak. Right? We're winning every single. If I know all of these good things that are happening, or these good things that will happen, if I know that they're gonna come to an end, by the time they come to an end, I should be at 25 grand a month minimum. I should be at 50 grand a month minimum. I should be a chairman minimum. That's what you have to tell yourself. If all good things come to an end, well, by the time that they end, I'm gonna be up. If momentum is gonna slow down or consolidate, by the time that it does, I'm gonna be a chairman. I'm gonna be at the very next level. See, the way momentum works, the only way you can stay in momentum is if you don't, right, get comfortable with the momentum that you're in. There's one misleading, right? Well, not one, it's a few, but one of the main misleading things that people will say or people will tell you, the greatest mentors in the world, right? The greatest mentors in the world. They'll tell you, look, change your circle. I say it. Change your circle. Right? You hang around 4 millionaires, you'll be the 5th. Right? That's false. That's not a valid statement. Get close enough to the fire, you'll get burnt. That's misleading. Right? You want to stay in momentum? You want momentum to carry you all the way to 25 grand a month before it even thinks to slow down? I can't get comfortable relying on being close to other people, right? It's something called being rich by association. It's another thing called being in momentum by association. You got to look at your business, right? Look at your growth. And you got to self-reflect. Is it because of me or is it because of who I'm connected to? Is it because of me? Is it because of who I'm connected to? Or is it because of the group I'm in? Is it because of NASA? Is it because of Trade House? Is it because of Matthew Thayer? Is it because the trades are hitting? That's momentum by association. It's not get close enough to the fire and get burnt. It's create the fire and burn everybody else that comes in contact. That's the real statement. You can't be in momentum by association. You can't be rich by association. Whether it's momentum around me or not, I'm going to create the momentum. If it slows down, I'm prepared to make the next step to keep this thing afloat. Because by the time this thing slows down, I'm going to be at 25 grand a month. I'm going to be at 50 grand a month. I'm going to be at P1000. I'm going to be at P2000. I'm going to be at P5000. Look, drop a 1 in the chat, right? Don't drop a 1. Don't drop a 1 until I say why you should be dropping a 1, or if you shouldn't be dropping a 1. But drop a 1 in the chat if you have a job right now. Not you. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have a job outside of this opportunity. Drop a 1 if you have a job. Drop a 2 in the chat if you don't have a job. This is it. This is my job, Bryce. This is what I do. 2 in the chat. Look, for all of the people that are dropping ones, and this is just, I ask these questions for people to raise their level of awareness. For all of the people that are dropping ones, if you have a job, I want you to understand, the reason that you may not be moving as fast as you may see other people, right? Or the reason that you aren't getting to the levels that you want to get to in the time frame you want to get to them. It may just because you have, that subconscious thought, right? That you're going outside of this. That may just be giving you a subconscious thought that you have something to fall back on. And usually that subconscious thought is the reason most people don't progress forward the way that they want to. Your back isn't against the wall. That may be the reason. So I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not. But I'm saying, hey, raise your level of awareness and say, hey, you know what? If this business doesn't work out, I always have my job. I know that I know that's a thing, but is that a subconscious thought that's being brought to my conscious mind? Because if it is, we have to delete it. And for all of the people that drop 2s, if you don't have a job, we got to raise your level of awareness. If you don't have a job right now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if this doesn't work out? If this doesn't work out, for the people that don't have a job, what are you going to do if it doesn't work out? Because you got to be right. There's people that drop ones, they have jobs. So if it doesn't work out, right, they can just rely on a job. For the people that don't have jobs, if this does not work out, what are you going to do? You going to go back to work? Are you going to go back to sitting behind a desk? To be honest, while in college, I was on one of the hardest decisions I had to buy. Now that I look back on it, but it was a hard decision for me because I understood subconsciously. I knew that once I took a semester from school, I no longer had a job or a degree. I had no choice. My back was against the wall. Right? If this didn't work, I could go get a job. At least a good one, or what society says is good. McDonald's was the best thing I could do. Hustling was all, look, washing cars maybe, right? Cleaning restaurants. That's one of the jobs I had back in high school. I used to clean restaurants. I didn't have a degree. European Wax Center. I used to work at European Wax Center. I was going to go back to European Wax Center. It had to work. One of the main things I've been talking about over the last few weeks is plainly work ethic. It's just work ethic. It doesn't matter your personality. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter how many followers you have on Instagram. It's work ethic. You're not born with it. It's not something it's not a natural born skill. Like, oh, he was born with great work ethic. No. It's a decision. It's a decision that we can make today. Look at the rank that you're at. And look, like all I'm doing is I'm just raising your level of awareness. Look at the rank that you're at. Look at the position you're in. If you're able to look at other leaders in this business, in Trade House, in NASA, and see them and say, hey, they're working harder than me. Or they work hard. If you're able to say that, you haven't made the decision yet. If it's somebody at the same position as you, at the same rank, or a higher rank, making more money than you, if you're able to say, they working hard, they're going crazy. If you've said that, and you're still saying that, I'm not going to ask you. If you're still saying that, you just haven't made the decision. If you were to ask me when I was a platinum leader, right? Or when I was in some of the positions that you are in right now, listening to me, Bryce, do you think it's somebody, you know, that's a P1000 or, you know, P2000, maybe P6? You think it's somebody at your level working harder than you? I would have said hell no. Because when you're working hard, when you've made that decision, you start to tell yourself, there's no way people are doing this. You start to say, there's no way people are doing this. You start doing things you know other people aren't doing. You don't gotta look. You don't gotta look on Instagram. You don't gotta ask. You start surprising yourself. All right? You literally start telling yourself, no way is somebody more obsessed than me. No way. I'm in the shower, doing calls, doing presentations, in the shower. I'm using the bathroom, I'm on the toilet, on calls. I'm at work, taking long bathroom breaks, going in the stall, right? Putting toilet paper around the toilet seat, sitting down and getting on the phone. On my lunch break, I'm not sitting with my coworker outside on the phone. I'm out of breath. Yeah, because I just got off a call and did another call. And then after that call, I did another call. Spreading the same information. I'm out of breath now. I'm sweating. I haven't went outside. I'm forgetting to eat. I only had one meal today. You start telling you start experiencing some of these things. I've only had one meal today. Bro, how many? You had 3? No, I only had 1. Oh, I forgot. I haven't ate yet. Because I've been on calls all day. Eating is no longer a luxury. I'm more hungry for success. I'm no longer even hungry for food. You start telling yourself, you start experiencing these things. When you make that decision, it's not a natural born skill. I'm a chairman 750. I love and respect David Amanitier. I love and respect him, right? How he moves as a person, completely unreal. Some of y'all haven't had personal, when you get to know somebody personally, you really get to see, their strengths and their weaknesses. And I've gotten close to David Amanitier, and I'm even more blown away at the type of person and leader that he is. But at the end of the day, I can't let David Amanitier catch more flights than me. I can't let David do more events than me. I can't let David go harder than me. He's made way more money than I have. You got to make that same decision today too. You can't be okay with somebody at the same position as you or a higher position that's working on. You can't be okay with that. And if you are okay, that just means you haven't made the decision. We got to raise our level of awareness. And like JD said, man, look, when you're right here, this is where you want to go. Your mind has to leave here first. Your mind, it has to leave here and go here before your pockets can follow. It has to leave. My current state, my mind has already left. People tell me all the time, Bryce, you're 24. People are they're gonna start being surprised about your age if they aren't already. They're gonna start being surprised because of the way your mind has already left. It's already left. It has to leave first. The rank that you want, that next level, it may have not happened yet because you're just not ready for it. You ever thought about that? God, whatever higher power, the universe, it may just be keeping it from you because you aren't ready for it yet. Your mind hasn't reached it yet. So why would your pockets? That's God, the universe, that's God doing you a favor. Because it's going to feel way worse when you get it and lose it. You don't want to be chairman for a month. You don't want to be chairman for a week. You don't want to be platinum 1,000 for a week or a day, or platinum 2,000 for a month and lose it. Platinum 5,000 for 30 days and lose it. It's not about how much success you obtain. It's how long you can obtain success. I want to be rich forever. So in order for me to be rich forever, I don't even want the rank. I don't even want the next level until my mind gets there first, until my work ethic gets there first. You got to be more afraid of not moving forward than you are being pulled back. Look, I was talking to this young lady a few weeks ago, and she had, friends doing the business, and she she's watched the journey, and she finally decided to say, hey, you know what, let me go ahead and get this thing another shot. And she started looking at the back office and looking at IM Center, doing all of the things that she had done before. And she had started making money. But she wasn't, she said she wanted to do the business. She was trying to give this another shot. And I called her and I said, are you sure you're trying to get this another shot? Because you're not posting. You're not even marketing your business. How are you? She actually got an enrollment from somebody asking her. Look, asking. She didn't even post. They asked her on Instagram if she was in the business. She said, yeah, and they signed up with her. And so I said, if people are willing to enroll from asking you if you're even in the business, what would that look like if you actually show people that you're in the business? And then I dug in deep because at this point, I'm interested, right? I'm interested to know, like, what you're enrolling people without even them even knowing what they're enrolling to. So I'm asking her, like, what's really going on? And she broke down and finally told me, I kid you not. I promise you, I promise. This is the honest to God truth. She said, I think I really do care what people think. And I said, you know what? After all this time, I think most people feel like that. And it's not even that you consciously feel like that. It's more of a subconscious feeling. It's a subconscious thought. Because I know a lot of you on this call right now, like you probably think, I'm not her. But what if you are? You don't know it. Because most people, they hide from the things that are going to make them successful just to make it less obvious for when they fail. You hide from working your hardest. You don't go full-fledged. Why would I go full-fledged? Why would I let people see me break down, sweat, right? Give it everything that I got just to fail. See, even look, when I was in school, sometimes I didn't even want to sit in the front row. I didn't want to sit in the front row, even though I knew the front row would make me I would be a lot more likely to be successful in the class. I didn't sit in the front row. Sometimes I sat in the back or I sat in the middle. Just to make it less obvious for those days where I may want it to sneak out. Just so it can make it less obvious for when I leave. So I didn't put myself in the front. I didn't do what I knew would make it more likely for me to become successful in that classroom. A lot of you are subconsciously, right? Your subconscious feelings and thoughts are keeping you away from going 1,000% in this. Because naturally, you may want to make it less obvious for when you fail. And I'm telling you right now, today is the day, if you really are doing this for your family, right? And if you listen to what I said in the beginning, there's somebody out there praying right now, and God is going to use you to answer their prayers. But he can't use you if you keep hiding, right? Hiding from throwing yourself out there, hiding from working your hardest, right? Giving it your all to make it less obvious for when you potentially fail. That is not planning to be successful. That's planning to fail. I planned to fail when I sat in the back of that classroom. I planned to fail when I sat in the middle of the classroom. When I sat in the front, I planned to be successful. I planned. So you got to ask yourself, are you planning? Are you working? Are you giving it your all? Are you posting? Are you completely eliminating, deleting anybody else's thoughts? Because they don't matter. What matters is your family. What matters is your last name. You can increase your life expectancy on earth right now. You don't die until people stop saying your name. So the things that I do right now while I'm breathing is increasing the time, right, that people will continue to say my name long after I'm dead and gone. This is a real conversation we having. I want everybody to understand, I get passionate about this business. I take it serious, right? I do, because I know what it could do. I know what it could do for somebody. Look what it's done for JD. Look what it's done for Ian. Look what it's done for myself. It should be able to do the same thing for you. You got to throw yourself out there. You got to give it your all. Even if people see you breaking your back for this business, who cares? Y'all see me, they're going to get inspired. Trust me. This world is backwards. Right? This world is backwards. People will love, respect, and support you in person and in public, but hate on you, talk down on you in private. And then there's people that will hate on you, talk down on you straight to your face in public. But those are the ones that admire you the most in private. So if the world is backwards, why should I even be focused on everybody else? Focused on what everybody else thinks. People won't understand why you do what you do. People won't understand the decisions that you make. People won't understand why you hang around the people that you hang around. People won't understand why you go to events of hundreds of people, thousands of people. People won't understand when we in Miami, right? 10,000 plus people deep. People won't understand, right? Maybe then, who knows? People won't understand why you break your back, right? But it's business. People won't understand why you going hard. You quit your job. You stop hanging out with your friends. People won't understand it until you got the jewelry, the cars, the bank account, the results. That's too obvious for them not to. That's the only time that they'll understand. When it's too obvious for them not to. Like, bro, I got a Rolls Royce, a G-Wagon, a Lamborghini, a Benz. You obviously you understood why I was working so hard 4 years ago. Obviously. Because now it's too obvious for you not to understand. People only want to be a part of the outcome. They're not going to see the process. They're not. They're only going to see the outcome. So let's take this serious, right? Everybody on this call right now can go chairman by our millennials. You believe that? Everybody on this call, forget 1,000s, P1000s, you can have 1,000 chairmen by the end of the year. It's possible. Let's make it happen. All of us got our own individual whys and reasons that we're in this business right now. All of us got our own individual reasons and whys. And if you're serious about that why, if you're serious, you're going to make that decision today. The only difference is the work ethic. I promise you. I kid you not. You will surprise yourself when you really submerge yourself and you become obsessed with success. You become obsessed with chairman. You become obsessed with the next level. There's people waiting on you. All right. There's people waiting on you. You should feel blessed, highly favored. You should feel like you have an advantage for being in Trade House. You should. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not saying it to be arrogant. I'm being real. I'll tell that to Chris Terry himself. Yeah, people in Trade House, they should feel like they have an advantage. Seriously, right? You should feel like, man, I am blessed that I am in Trade House and not another organization in the company. You should. And if you don't feel like that, you can go to another organization. Trust me. Like, because there's no way that you shouldn't feel like that. And then to make it even more specific, you should feel even more blessed. You should feel even more like you have even more of an advantage that you're in NASA, right? And I'm not saying that, and I'm not being biased because I'm on a call with NASA right now. I'm saying it because I'm being very honest. Not everybody is going to speak, right? Speak the way that JD did about Ian, period. No, not everybody is going to speak the way Ian did as far as his organization is concerned. Not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody's going to say, look, I'm a member of an organization I helped build up. What? Those are the people you should be blessed. I should feel like this is the type of leader that I can follow, that I can lean on, that's willing to help me whether it helps them or not, that's willing to be a member, right? A member of an organization that he built up. Really? This is who I have access to? Those are the types of people that you got to look at and just raise your level of awareness and self-reflect and say, man, I'm blessed. I am blessed, right? I am blessed that I'm in a situation as opposed to any other situation. I am right where I need to be. What you got to pay closest attention to other than just getting to the next level, and that's the last thing that I'm going to say. What you got to pay closest attention to other than getting to the next level, right? Because I believe everybody can get to the next level, for sure. Everybody on this call. What you got to pay close attention to is the trail that you left for the next wave. The pathway that you paved for the next group of people. for your organization, for your business, for your team. Because what you do, people will follow. The moment you do something dirty, the moment that you don't plug in, the moment that you steal from other people to support yourself, the moment that you decide to, hey, you know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna do this, that, or the third. Guess what? The people following you will do the same thing to you. I guarantee you. So let me stop. Let me take a step back and stop, focusing so much on next level, next level, next level. Let me focus on, okay, what example and path, right, am I setting for other people to follow before I even get there? Because when people ask you about your success and people ask you, for inspiration and motivation, you should want to give them the inspiration, the motivation, the advice that's going to not only help them move forward, but help y'all move forward. Because the last thing that you want to do is blaze a trail that has a cutoff, or blaze a trail that leads to the end of a cliff. Because at the end of the day, those trails go nowhere. You'll be on a trail temporarily, but obviously it has an end. It is not about how much success you obtain. It's about how long can you obtain success. Generations to come. Man, look, I'm super excited about NASA, man. Drop some 777s in the chat. If you're going to be at the very least the next level by Miami, IM3, Memorial Weekend, right? The biggest event. I kid you not. Like, I'm not even saying this to, toot our horn or, stroke Trey House ego. No, I'm gonna be honest. This will be the biggest event the company has, the industry has ever seen, for sure. This will be the biggest event the industry has ever seen, and it's just great that we're all a part of it. So when we get to Miami, right, let's have something to celebrate. Let's celebrate that we're in a better position then than we are right now. Let's make that decision today. It's not a natural born talent. It's not your personality, right? It's not what you look like. It's not how many friends you have. It's not this, it's not that, right? It's a decision that you can make today. You can decide to hit the next level today. And once you wholeheartedly make that decision, consider it done. I'm so happy and grateful now. That there are 400 plus chairmen in Trade House by December 31st, 2021. And you're one of them, right? I'll see everybody at the top. Peace.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all know what to do. Run, 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 run.